I always get like a chill whenever you hear that last part.
Right.
All right. So now we have, I want to introduce our speaker, Angel. And you're probably going to have to say your last name because I don't want to say it right.
So my name is Angel Chonev, and that means messenger of the divine. In Bulgarian, it's said Angel Chonev. So today I'm going to talk about DNA activations. And did any of you not receive a handout?
Well, it was here, but I don't. Yo tengo la diferencia. Yo soy Judy. ¿Cómo te llamas? Omar. Yo Mayra. Ah, Mayra. Es más fácil. Ok, pero no Mayra, porque así fue. Eres buena.
Yeah.
Porque en holandés.
Sí.
Okay, so each one of us has a light body, and that's one of the main, like when we decided to participate in this holographic experiment, we agreed to a certain structure, certain geometries that would be existent within the hologram, so that we're basically here within the matrix that we co-created with God. And the light body is basically our vehicle, or a translator of our DNA. The DNA being, in a large extent, stored memories of past lives, other existences, and lots of other multidimensional functions. You can think of the DNA as the code, and the light body is the translator that manifests things into this reality, manifests things into third dimensional reality. And for those of us who are open and can perceive the higher dimensions, the light body can manifest into other realms as well. We can bilocate, we can teleport, we can travel very far throughout the galaxies, and those are just some of the things that are coded within our DNA. That is the original divine blueprint. That is the original, they call it the diamond sun DNA. And that blueprint, that divine blueprint, is a 12-strand DNA, which modern science only recognizes 2 strands, like we can only study 2 physical strands, but there's so much more behind our DNA. We were originally meant to have a 12-strand DNA, and the DNA has many aspects in the invisible world, in the invisible realms, that are hidden, that we are working through ascension, through going through the ascension process, we're working on activating. And basically this is to become everything we were meant to be, to live out the original divine blueprint, to become a fully activated human being. So the divine blueprint is also called the Christos blueprint, which is the Christ consciousness. That's one of the founding principles from the foundational realms of the 13th, 14th, and the 15th dimension. Yes, they go higher than just the 12th dimension. There's founder races such as the Elohim, Oraphim, Seraphim, and Brahmarama. And some of those founder races have 24 strands and up to 48 strands of DNA activated. Those races chose to come down here, and they basically had to create a split of themselves to be able to come down into this reality, which in this universal time field reality, it's a 12th dimensional Stargate system. So the 12 dimensions are each related to a specific Stargate, starting from 1 all the way up to 12. And the entire system at one point became hijacked through interference. The Lyran Stargate, which is Stargate number 12, was hijacked, and this was billions and billions of years ago. And there was a phantom matrix that was created, kind of like a alternate reality where we were locked down. Our DNA was actually locked down to what it is now. And there's there's many instances since that point. This isn't just human history, this is also galactic history. The point in time which this occurred on Earth, when we were locked down in our DNA, was around 26,000 to 30,000 years ago. And this is when the planetary stargates, planetary grids, became controlled by certain species with not so good intention towards us. And this was also when a cataclysm occurred, which was called the Fall of Atlantis. There were the Atlantean races were, or the Atlantean race, we were basically getting power from the earth through crystals. So we had power generators set up in many different crystal caverns, and some of those power generators exploded, and we were warned about this to not allow this to happen, but we did anyway. We thought we thought we were gods in a way. So certain factions of the Atlantean race allowed for the Atlantean cataclysm. The whole thing collapsed, exploded, and now we're here in human form. Our DNA has been locked down. There's been lots of interferences from outside races, outside of this earth, which basically want full control over us. They want to control our DNA. Currently, humanity, a lot of humanity, only functions on approximately 3% of our available DNA. Science calls 75 to 90% of the DNA junk DNA. And that's because there's been so many different mutations that were inserted into our DNA, locking it down, disabling all the higher strands. So we're focused purely on 3D existence. We don't have access to our traveling abilities, our higher psychic faculties. And that's why we're here today, to talk more about activating those other strands of DNA that allow our higher sensory perception and our other multidimensional abilities to become active. Like I said, DNA contains our past life memories, and they're stored in light form. And that is the invisible part of DNA, which is consciousness, and that is what connects us with the aggregate of our multidimensional experiences. So all of our past, present, and future versions of ourselves are stored within our DNA. The DNA is, in human form, or in the 3D sense of the word, is the nitrogenous bases are made up of nucleic acids, which are cytosine, guanine, adenine, and thymine. And each one of those nucleic acids is connected to the elemental substance of the planet as air, water, fire, and earth. So we're so closely connected to the planet that if we pollute the planet, we're also polluting our own DNA. And that is part of what is locking us down.
Wow.
And that is what is keeping us, one of the aspects that is keeping us stuck in our current predicament. On the path of ascension, we are learning to reactivate our DNA, which was damaged and shut down. Currently, we are a carbon-based species, which means that every part of your body is made up of chains of carbon atoms. We are evolving to become a silicate model crystalline species, and the silicate model is the original instruction set, the blueprint of DNA, which is a lattice of pure liquid crystal, an ideal transmitter and receiver of energetic resonance, intercommunication, and perceiving a variety of levels of consciousness. The original instruction set is what connects our consciousness to experience the God source levels of our personal Christ consciousness. Activating the Christ consciousness within ourselves is how we can achieve full light body activation and activate those 12 strands of DNA. It's a process, it's not a one-time event. We cannot activate our DNA all at once because the frequencies would be too high and we would just burn up. So like anything related to organic evolution in this time-space hologram, DNA activation is a process. The level of frequencies that are accreted into the personal morphogenetic field will determine the level of DNA strand assembly that you possess. As a person pulls in more frequency bands from the dimensional unified fields, the personal frequency accretion level rises, and thus more DNA codes can assemble and activate. So basically what this means is the more energy we accumulate, the more we work on our light body, our energy field, the more healing work we do, the more we go out in the sun, the more our DNA will become activated. The solar flares actually from the sun are very activating, so a lot of you may have had this experience just going out in the sun, closing your eyes, especially when it's solar flares or the sun is very, very strong. And just look at the sun with your eyes closed and just be open to receive. You may start seeing like a point in your eyes. A lot of times it's violet in color. So that's one way we can activate our DNA. And as you're doing that, ask that you receive the full activation, that Sacred Sun, please activate my DNA fully and completely. Allow me to receive all codes and transmissions which are for my greatest and highest good. Other things that can activate our DNA: traveling to specific geographical locations which are powerfully charged sacred sites. There's many, Mount Shasta, Sedona, you name it. They're all the different chakra points around the globe. There's so many different places we can go which are energetically charged. Mount Kailash in Tibet. There's so many strong, powerful points on Earth which either have something under the ground that is working in activating consciousness, or have certain structures or geometries in the etherical realm which allow us to become more activated and help out in the evolution process. Sometimes our DNA is activated through our experiences. A lot of times our guides, our team of spiritual helpers will push us into an experience, and we may not necessarily know what's going on, but we start, we may we may be a little scared, but we start to reach a higher level of consciousness going through the difficulties or going through frightening experience. So sometimes those experiences hold keys in certain geographical locations, and that can be an activation of our DNA. We can do meditations, which I'll do a quick one in a little bit, to activate our DNA. You can use intentional nutrition, which means putting your intention into your food, which is very important. And that is how we change the molecular structure of the food, by putting our intention into the food, into the water. And it's proven by science, one person being Dr. Masaru Emoto. It's proven that we can alter our food and our water with our mind, and that water has memory. So putting your intention into your food and water, you can visualize all the toxins being removed and the water being charged up so that it's nice, healthy. All the GMOs, all the DNA alterations are being transmuted into health and healthy DNA. We can have our DNA activated by a soul contract. That could be like a walk-in experience, or any type of dark night of the soul, where something very drastic happens to activate us. Certain souls that carry specific DNA codes, just by being around them, just by interacting, just by being in the presence of, that can also activate your DNA. Healers can do that for you as well. And it depends on where the healer's at, and if they have activated those parts of their DNA within themselves. Unless it's a channel healing, which then the guides are working through you, the galactic helper teams, ascension teams, and they're the ones doing the work and the DNA activation. So by sending intelligent healing energy in the proper energy centers, and with knowledge of the original divine blueprint, geometries of creation, we activate our DNA. The guides will help us to do the work as long as we're diligent in the alignment with our personal divine blueprint. As long as we are on our individual ascension timeline, the DNA activation will happen automatically. And that's, in a perfect world, nobody would actually need healings. But that's why we need healers, is because of all the interference and us being locked down, our DNA being limited. So that's why there's people like me who are just an open vessel for healing. And I do believe that each one of us is a healer, so I'm not any different. I do think that all of us are capable of doing our own healing. All of us can be our own healers. Some of the signs of DNA activation, and always use critical thinking before you assume that you're experiencing ascension symptoms or DNA activation, because sometimes something may be calling to your attention and you may actually need more serious help. But certain signs of DNA activation are colors in the hologram around you that appear more vivid, and by hologram I just mean 3D reality, because that's what this is. I'd just like to reiterate that and insert it into the blueprint. But sometimes you may hear ringing in the ears, you may hear sounds, you may hear speech patterns or voices, pressure or lightness in one or more parts of the body, tingles, heat, cold waves along the body, energy shooting up the spine, or in other words, Kundalini activation, a feeling of profound understanding and connectedness, sudden expansion of consciousness, having visions, prophetic dreams, seeing light codes, hearing light language, increased intuitive and psychic abilities, and higher sensory perception. So anything that is beyond the ordinary in terms of bilocation or seeing miracles, performing miracles, anything like that could signify that your DNA has just rapidly been activated. There are certain key activation times in a person's lifetime where the DNA is activated. These aren't set in stone because of all the interference and because we're each different, and some people have just completely hacked the matrix just to even be here and to teach. So don't take these too hard, but in general, by age 12, a being is capable of activating the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional DNA strands, which is the soul level of DNA activation. By age 22, the strands 7, 8, and 9 can be activated, which is the oversoul or the adept level. By age 33, that is the avatar teacher 10, 11, and 12D activation. That is where when major things can begin to happen, and you have complete access to all all 12 strands of your DNA, and you can control the 12 tree grid within your light body, which is the first layer of the light body. And then there's many different layers to the light body, but after the 12 tree grid, which is related to the Stargate system, as above, so below. There's also the chakra system with many different chakras, but each dimension has a chakra which can be activated as we access more of our DNA and activate more of our light body. At age 44, this is the guardian or Rishi Sun 0 point. It is the founder, guardian, God consciousness in form. That is complete activation, and many of the founder beings are returning to the planet to repair the DNA damage. They're completely neutral. I've been a channel to them and connect with them whenever I have questions. These are foundational beings that are beyond the 12th dimension. They go 13, 14, 15 dimension and higher. And those beings are just so beautiful, so loving, accepting. Just tuning into that frequency is an activation in itself. So, enough of me talking. Let's do some DNA activation. You can close your eyes. Just take a deep breath. Focus on the energy centers that are below your feet. Breathe directly from the earth's core. And as you're breathing, visualize powerful green beam of energy coming from the center of the earth directly into your heart center. And as we go through this, I will go around individually and do a quick activation. Now connect with the higher chakras, the ones above your head. Visualize a powerful violet beam of energy. It's meeting the green energy in your heart center. Two energies are forming an amalgamation of Christ's light. Just feel the beautiful essence of the Christ consciousness within you. With every breath that you take, ask internally for your DNA to be fully activated to whatever extent possible. Activating DNA to 10%. 20%. 30%. 40%. Ask to become one with your avatar consciousness. Your diamond sun body. Removing all DNA obstructions, any implant systems, DNA system blockages. Now, creating a vortex of energy directly above your head, siphoning off any stuck energy. Anything preventing the activation from happening. Activating DNA to 50%. As we're doing this, ask to receive as much love and energy as possible. This is not work. This is our divine ours. This is our birthright. Reclaim every aspect of yourself. Anywhere that it was stuck. Ask for all fractal aspects of you to come to you so you can be your most loving, most fully activated, highest potential I am presence. Activating DNA to 60%. Seventy. 80%. 90. And 100. Full activation complete. Now let's experience what this newly activated DNA can do. Visualize your home planet, where you originally traveled from. Galactically speaking. See what your soul family looks like. Allow them to embrace you wherever you may be. Maybe in a different dimension. Open your heart chakra and just allow the love of your family to pour in. spaceship. Everyone in this room, all of your soul family, all versions of yourself, all traveling faster than the speed of light. Leaving behind all remnants of any war, any DNA interference, any invasions that may have occurred. We're forming a new universe. One of complete freedom, complete equality, zero hierarchy, zero competition. Imagine what that feels like. To live in pure bliss, pure divine love at all times. Feel the oneness of everything in that reality. Bring it back into the present moment, to your body. Feel the oneness while still being connected to all of the star beings in that other harmonic universe. Feel the oneness with the earth, with the chair you're sitting on. Everybody higher self. To give you all of the divine information that is the most pertinent, most important to you at this moment in time and space. Now there is a healing pod that is being formed around each person. Just fully embrace your personal healing pod. See the different colors of the rainbow swirling around you. This is the etheric version of the med beds. Allow the pod to repair any remaining mutations within your DNA. Know that you can always call upon it. Whenever you are in need. yakashanako koyaturu kunakamu yaturuna shiakura yatatayamu. Lakarakite kamu pusha tatumu kuatiatu. La Allow the light codes that are coming in be fully infused. Karamu Kushnaka Kituruti Lakati Kumura Shiakaru Shatanaya Kuyumaka. And as you begin to come back from this journey, with every breath, breathe in more of the golden healing energy that is all around us. Feel the bottoms of your feet. Absorbing more and more earth energy. You're being filled up with the earth's consciousness. Our mother is very loving. She will balance any energies within you. That need to be balanced. Open your eyes.
Can I comment? Because you worked on me like last. While you're working on me, I was given that you had a lifetime in an ancient Egyptian mystery school. And I know you're talking about the golden light, but I wasn't perceiving golden light. I was perceiving the violet flame that was working through you. That I chime in with that for you.
Yes, I relate very closely to the Egyptian lifetime, and I've had many.
So that resonates with you?
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've also been like the violet flame, and that's a very powerful connection within me as well.
Very good.
Thank you.
Glad.
That's awesome.
Do you do energy healings?
Yes. So I do, if you like my business card, I do massage, energy healings, activations, yoga.
How much you charge for an energy healing?
I do 80 an hour, 100 for an hour and a half, and 120 for 2 hours. And it's a fully integrative session where I go throughout the entire body, and if there's any tension, if there's anything that needs to be removed, sometimes it's stored in the tissue, so I'll go in the tissue, and then I'll pull out the energy, and then I'll do like a general auric cleanse.
You're definitely more of a
chakra alignment.
violet energy healer than a yellow energy healer, and there is a difference.
I do resonate with the golden healing frequency also, because it's actually one of the well, that's two of the founding flames. I'm not sure if you were here when I was talking about the like the 13th, 14th, and 15th dimensional founder beings. So it's emerald, gold, and violet. So the golden energy, I've had many dreams where it's just like being in this entire like golden reality. Everything is made out of this golden translucent energy. And I do believe all of those frequencies are healing, can be healing if we accept them. Does anyone have any other questions?
The reason I say that because I've been around yellow energy healers, and it's disharmonious to me, and I was a little concerned. But as you start working on me, it was okay.
And I was speaking more so of just like the energy that is being provided here,
Of
not
course.
necessarily my energy.
No,
but just like
it's
the-
that which is being channeled through you and around you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And through the guides as well.
of course, coming from them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anywho,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Exciting so much.
Very nice. Thank you.
So wonderful.
Love you.
Yes, awesome.
Alright, so it's now time for our love offering.
And if anyone has any questions,
Oh, yeah. Any questions?